Hello everyone, it's Melissa here. Today we're going to be talking about propagating a plant called Autumn Joy Sedum. It is a beautiful plant that takes full sun. It gets about 20 inches tall, 3 feet wide. It is gorgeous and it does so well in my hot, dry climate. I had recently just purchased a few of them. Let me take you over and show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the area of my cottage garden where I actually have the Autumn Joy Sedum planted. As you can see, I've got a beautiful drift all the way through here behind the bird bath. It's absolutely beautiful. I have other things as well. I have an artichoke, some salvia, some dusty miller, just a few other things just around, and but this Autumn Joy Sedum looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look how gorgeous this plant is, which is why I want more of this plant. Now, I planted 6 of these plants in a beautiful drift. I love the way it looks, but they're expensive, and surprisingly enough, they're actually quite difficult to find in my area. I don't know why, but it took me a while to actually find the plants that I wanted. If you hear noise right now, that's actually my neighbors. They're having work done on their front yard. I think they're using a jackhammer and taking out cement, which is super exciting for them. A little loud for us, but that's okay. We'll get through this. So what propagating actually is you're actually taking an existing plant and turning it into a brand new plant. It is a free way to expand the way you actually garden. It is wonderful. Now, I will tell you, if you are impatient, and usually I am pretty impatient, but in the fall, I tend to slow down. I get that mindset, and right now it is fall, so I'm in the mindset to actually propagate, take things slow. It does take about 2 to 6 weeks to propagate. So if you are not patient, then don't worry about this. Just go ahead and go to the store and buy yourself some plants. But for me, this is a great way to actually expand my garden, do the things I want, very cheap. Well, more than cheap, free, which is woohoo, big bonus. So as you can see here, I already started a branch a couple weeks ago, and already I'm going to bring it over to you. Look at the roots on this. This has started about 2 weeks ago. It is looking so good. It's not ready to actually be put in the ground yet. What I'm going to do is wait a couple more weeks to get more established roots in here. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pot it up in a pot, take extra care with it. And then once it really gets established, then I'll be able to plant it in the landscape. So let's grab our clippers and go out there and actually find some branches. All right, so let's choose from some. I was hoping to actually choose from this one particularly because as you can see, my dog has obviously stepped on this and it is broken right there. But because of how far it's been broken, I don't want to risk losing it. And the color of this has already changed compared to the other one. So we're going to actually skip that one and find a different one. Let's see. So this is a beautiful full branch right here. So I think this is the one I'm going to actually take off of. I actually really like the way this one looks. So we're going to go ahead and grab my clippers. Over here, I'm going to trim off about right here. And it's so hard to actually trim them off. And there we go. That's about 6 inches. And that's what we want, about 6 to 8 inches. Really, you don't want any more than that because you don't want it to get scraggly. We want it to be nice and small. And the color's beautiful. And the best thing about this is that you get to enjoy this color while we're inside the house doing this work and having it grow for several weeks. All right, the next step for propagating is we're actually going to take off any of the lower leaves here because we don't want it to get into the water. It turns the water murky, makes it yucky and cloudy, and that just means we have to change the water more often than we already will have to. So I think that's perfect right there. Take off the branches on this one. Good. And I'm going to try very carefully not to spill. I've got my pitcher of water here, and I'm going to fill these up because we want our water to be able to touch the roots to make sure it grows. Now, you want to make sure you change your water out about every other day or so. I put this right next to my sink in my kitchen so that when I'm in the kitchen, I'm in my kitchen a lot as a mom. We are doing dishes, we're cooking things, we're washing our hands. So this goes right there. So I'm constantly seeing this. which reminds me to actually make sure I change the water. And even if it's every day, that's even better. I just go in here, dump the water out, pull the plant out, and then pour in new water, put the plant back in, and it's as simple as that. So put it in a spot where it gets indirect light, but in a space where you're at often. So that's why next to the kitchen sink is perfect. And this is how it turned out. Isn't it beautiful? It just absolutely is going to look gorgeous sitting on the counter for the next several weeks, which, hey, I don't mind one bit. And not only that, look at this. You get to see the roots transform. It is a quite amazing thing. So if you actually have a container similar to this, it is actually quite fun. But definitely get some sort of glass container so you can keep track of the water levels, and for fun, you can watch the roots grow, which is super exciting. I hope this was super helpful to you. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try my best to get back to you and help you with any questions that you have. Autumn Joy Sedum is a great plant to propagate. It is super easy, and propagating, other than the patience, really it does not take a lot of work, especially if you keep this in your kitchen right next to your sink where you can enjoy the blooms, enjoy watching things grow. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye-bye.